Yes.
Good evening, everyone, and we are here to do yet another Section B question. This question is, like quite a few questions that we have seen earlier. This question throws a lot of light on, activity based management. If you have noticed, activity based management ho gaya, report writing ho gaya, these are repetitive questions in your APM exam. And एक सेम ही टाइप का सिंटैक्स है, मोर और लेस एडवांटेजेस लिमिटेशंस एप्लीकेशन, एडवांटेजेस लिमिटेशंस एप्लीकेशन, उसी फ्रेमवर्क में दीज क्वेश्चंस आर टेस्टेड. Now I'm sure you have the exam kit with you. There's a question called Vunderg company. ठीक है, ये क्वेश्चन है Vunderg company. What is the requirement here? Respond to CEO's request. CEO has asked you advice on how activity based management could help to improve the strategic performance of Vunderg and assess the limitations of using ABM method for Vunderg's products and customer type and problems with its implementation. 10 marks for the first part, 10 marks for the second part. ठीक है, ये आपको देखना है एक बार. And then we have to use activity based management, apply it to the given scenario. So I'm going to give you 5 to 6 minutes to read the question. Formulate the approach in your head, not the answer. Formulate the approach, get the points together, and then of course we'll discuss how to go about it. ठीक है, I'm giving you 5 minutes. अच्छे से question पढ़ लो, then we'll do it. ठीक है, start please. Now, Vunderg manufactures windows and related products. The overheads in the business are high and primarily relate to procurement, customer administration, and product design. Procurement and customer administration overheads relate to all of Vunderg's product groups. Design overheads currently relate to only two product groups: glass houses and conservatories. Vunderg's current costing system has been in use for a long time and absorbs overheads into product cost on a direct labor hour basis. The current costing system does not involve identifying the factors which drive the cost of the company's activities and allocating overheads to products based on their usage of those factors. Overheads in the business are high and primarily relate to procurement, customer administration, and product design. ठीक है, overheads relate to what all? Procurement, customer administration, product design. ठीक है, procurement and customer administration overheads relate to all of Vunderg's products. Design overheads currently relate to only two product groups: glass houses and conservatories. ठीक है, डिजाइन ओवरहेड्स है फॉर ग्लास हाउसेस एंड conservatories. ठीक है, so we have a clear picture of what is related to what. Then these two relate to what? These two relate to all products. ठीक है, now Vunderg's current costing system has been in use for a long time and absorbs overheads into product costs on a direct labor hour basis. The current costing system does not involve identifying the factors which drive the cost of companies' activities. So basically, what is the current costing system?
Direct labor base.
ठीक है, current costing system absorbs overheads on direct labor hours. ठीक है, not activity based. है ना, in activity based costing you identify the cost drivers and then you correlate that. For many years Vunderg has manufactured UPVC window frames used for residential house building. Vunderg buys the glass from an external supplier, inserts it into a frame, and sells the completed window units to a small number of large construction companies. These window units all have a standard design, specification, and size. This market is very competitive, and Vunderg must offer a complete range of windows for sale to the construction companies. 5 years ago, Vunderg developed a range of small garden glasshouses for non commercial use made of attractive and high quality material. After initial quality problems due to the use of material and manufacturing methods new to Vunderg, glass houses Glass house production is now efficient. Quality is high and glass houses now command premium prices. The glass houses are sold nationwide through 40 retailers who vary significantly in the size of orders they place and the level of customer support and trade discount which they receive from Wonderg. As a result, the profitability of selling to different retailers or types of retailers varies. Most recently, Vunderg began manufacturing conservatories. What are these? These are structures made mainly of glass, which are attached to the side of residential houses. They form an additional room in a house and are popular in cool climates. These conservatories are expensive and are made to measure or individual customer houses. There are a wide range of finishes and options available to choose from. Conservatories which match garden glass houses have become popular with customers who can afford them. Unlike Wonderg's other products, these are sold directly to individual homeowners. Conservatories are structures made mainly of glass. वो देख लिया हमने. And then future product development. Vunderg is looking to move into another new market soon as the market for making windows for houses is now saturated. This new market will be the manufacturing and design of large windows to be installed in the entrance halls of large, prestigious commercial buildings. These will be bespoke items. Bespoke items मतलब basically customized items होंगे designed and manufactured to customers' own specification. ठीक है. Conservatories are expensive. They are made to measure. Made to measure matlab again after taking into account the measurements of individual houses customized करके you are making. Wide range of finishes and options available to choose from. Conservatories which match garden glass houses have become popular with customers who can afford them. ठीक है. अब unlike other products, they are sold directly to individual homeowners. Glass houses, ठीक है, for non-commercial use made of attractive and high quality material. The glass houses are sold as nationwide through 40 retailers who vary significantly in the size of orders they place. ठीक है. Seller to seller, things are changing. The size of orders is changing. The CEO is concerned by a recent fall in overall net operating profit margin despite modest revenue growth and good control of direct cost. In particular, he has said the conservatory's part of the business may not be as profitable as its positive contribution may suggest. For example, our procurement department spends a lot of time sourcing special material and finishes requested by customer. Many conservatories have leaked in the rain, so we have to rectify these faults and work on new design to prevent this from happening. As we have only basic information system, it is unclear how much of these activities are costing. Over 20% of our factory space is dedicated to manufacturing conservatories. We may be better off discontinuing these products. The CEO has some experience of activity based costing in a previous role and believes that activity based management could help to improve Wonder's strategic performance. He is keen to know what the limitations are of using the ABM method for Wonder's products and customer types and problems with its implementation before he makes a decision. He has asked you how activity based management could help improve the strategic performance of Wonderg. In a question such as this, they are asking you how can activity based management help you in improving the stra- overall strategic performance. ठीक है. That is the situation as that is the expectation as we know it. Now when a question like this is asked, how can activity based management help to improve strategic performance? First of all, get down to explaining what is activity based management. ठीक है. Once you have established what is activity based management, how it helps to improve efficiency, how it helps to meet customer needs using least possible resources. लिखो कि ये क्या चीज़ है. Group the overheads into cost pools and identify cost drivers. So आपको पहले quickly in short you will have to explain what exactly is activity based management and how it applies activity based costing principles to improve efficiency and meet customer needs. Then आपको थोड़ा सा activity based costing and its connection. See, activity based costing क्या करता है? It first of all groups overheads into cost pools and identifies cost drivers for accurate product costing. So because cost drivers are influencers of cost, you first of all spend time in that calculation and then you use that to estimate the costs in a more scientific manner. ठीक है. ABM helps cost control by managing the activities that drive those costs, enables identification of value added and non value added activities. Non value added activities जो भी है items which are not contributing to value creation, see if those can be eliminated. That is the basic purpose of introducing activity based management, which basically stems from activity based costing. Now, that is the first part of your answer. Second part of your answer, you tell me how will you answer this question? How can activity based management help to improve the strategic performance of Vunderg? क्या लिखेंगे इसमें?
I'm sorry, I joined late, so I'm just still reading the question.
No problem.
So originally they are using on basis they are allocating expenses and on the basis of a labor hours.
Okay.
So by using ABM, it will be helpful for them um, to allocate the cost
Hmm.
as per the different products. Like they're having glass windows for the residential houses and the glass house, right? So
Correct.
it will be helpful to allocate the cost on basis of the products by using the ABM. Not products, I will say, as per the relevant cost drivers.
Okay. So, first of all, it will give you a correct picture of product costing to begin with, right? Activity based management ka important part is activity based costing. Now, using activity based costing will help you to understand ki correct, yeah, as close to accurate as possible, you will be able to do product costing. Once you do that, you will be able to understand the profitability product wise. Then this will become particularly useful when overheads are high. ठीक है. When overheads are high, in that case allocation might become a pain, and with activity based costing and activity based management to your rescue, it will help you to decide a the accurate cost, then the product wise profitability. And don't you think it will help you to decide which products to produce and which ones to discontinue? It will help you with that specific activity. Then, see, activity based management ka starting point is the cost driver. What are those influencers or what are those items which have an impact on the cost? So, once you have identified which items have an impact on cost, ABM helps to identify products that should be repriced. Customers might pay more for special materials. You will have to understand this will help you to understand where is the value coming from. The value is coming from uh, certain features of the product, or can price adjustment happen? It will help you to identify non value adding activities and eliminate them, focus more on value adding activities. Correct. Then activity based management will also help you to do a customer level profitability analysis कि what is the right price to be charged to each customer, वो भी समझने में help करेगा. Customer level analysis, those customers which are getting onerous, that is loss making customers, stop serving them. Now, because you have a more scientific way of cost allocation, I think that becomes possible under activity based management. Okay. So, activity based management as a concept is basically moving towards accuracy in cost estimation, and all the non value adding activities and these aspects you can very easily eliminate them. Okay. So that is the activity based management ka what are the or how it can help you in improving the performance. Okay. Let's have a look at the answer. Again, I have gotten all the points together in one place. I would want you to read. These are the structures, as in now you will have to frame full sentences around this. What I have done is I have gathered all the points, all the relevant points in one place. Tell me when you want me to scroll.
So you can scroll.
ठीक है. Look at the last part. ठीक है. Now, the second part of the question, assess the limitations of using ABM method for Wunderg's product and customer type and the problems with its implementation. Limitations and problems. Tell me, how will we go about it? Look at the products. What are the products? Conservatory. See, conservatories are made to measure for individual customer houses. मतलब specialized and I would say customized product है. Similar thing for glass houses. Window frames come in standard sizes. ठीक है. But two other items come in, which are basically custom made. So every product is different, which means identification of all key activities, cost drivers, challenges in accurately applying the ABC principles, that will become a little difficult. See, when products are customized, then ABM can be beneficial, but at the same time, the overhead proportion should be significant. Now, use for conservatories and bespoke commercial windows, if you are bespoke, matlab customized commercial windows, if you are able to identify the cost drivers, then you can apply activity based मैनेजमेंट. बट ये रेसिडेंशियल विंडोज देखो, रेसिडेंशियल विंडोज जो है उसके बारे में व्हाट अदर इंफॉर्मेशन इज अवेलेबल टू यू. ठीक है. विंडोज टोटल कंट्रीब्यूशन, नंबर ऑफ यूनिट सोल्ड. ठीक है. अब इफ यू लुक एट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, ठीक है, 9800 है टोटल कंट्रीब्यूशन. विंडोज का सेल दिया है आपको, हाउ मच इज द टोटल विंडो सेल? डू यू हैव दैट इंफॉर्मेशन?
1,75,000.
So, in case of Windows, what is the proportion of overheads as a percentage of sales? See, activity based management कहाँ पे काम करेगा? Activity based management, in short, activity based costing is applicable in situations where the business entity has a higher proportion of overhead cost. अगर overhead cost होगा तो it involves, मतलब तब एक्टिविटी बेस्ड मैनेजमेंट या एक्टिविटी बेस्ड कॉस्टिंग यूज करना मेक सेंस. इफ यू डोंट हैव अ हाई proportion of overhead cost, then it doesn't really make sense to spend so much time, right? Now, if if costs are already well controlled and well understood, तो cost drivers for businesses जो more or less businesses which are set, जो बिजनेसेस में नया कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, वेयर देर आर नो न्यू कॉस्ट्स इन द ग्रैंडर स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स, कितने ही सालों से सेम अप्रोच इज हैपनिंग, सेम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मेथड्स आर बीइंग यूज्ड, देर आर नो स्पेशल कॉस्ट ड्राइवर्स और एनीथिंग applicable, excuse me. So in that case, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. So in that case, activity based costing, activity based management will not really make so much of a difference. So you have to take it with a pinch of salt when you are applying that. Okay. Now, what else do you think could be the challenges here in implementation?
Allocating the cost to an incorrect pool or a driver.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little?
Uh, like identifying identifying and putting the cost to an incorrect cost driver. That's what I mean.
Okay. Okay. Vatsal?
Not sure actually, but sometimes we can also put a point that like the working we are going to do might not help us in the like benefits what we can get. Like, should we consider it at that point or
Okay. Okay. सी सी वंडर का जो रेसिडेंशियल विंडो सेगमेंट है, इट फेसेस अ लॉट ऑफ कंपटीशन, राइट? प्रोडक्ट स्पेसिफिकेशंस आर डिक्टेटेड बाय लार्ज कंपनीज. सो वंडर हियर कैन नॉट रियली चूज विच प्रोडक्ट्स टू मेक, है ना? इट हैज टू मेक products according to, see, they have specifically mentioned that in case of Windows, you have a small number of large construction companies. So see, when you have a large number of so you have a large number of clients, so you can dictate what kind of products you are making and people will have to buy. But here somehow I can see that the bargaining power of customer is more. So जो customer बोलेगा उसके हिसाब से you will have to decide. You might not be able to work so much on profitability and decide कि should I stop the production of a particular item, should I take up the production of another item, वो सब आप डिसाइड कर नहीं पाओगे. ठीक है. So stopping production of certain items, it could lead to these people moving on to competitors. Due to intense competition, it is quite possible that you cannot increase prices, you cannot selectively discontinue the products. So see, activity based management, activity based costing helps you make certain decisions on which products to start with, which products to discontinue, which products to intensify further, because यहाँ पे the products that you produce are not really in your control. The items that you make are not completely uh, you are, somebody else is dictating how you have to do it. तो ये जो decision making techniques है उसका कोई utility कम है, because you don't really have the choice to decide whether to produce something or not, because if you don't, they will move on to competitors and you will lose the business. So in this situation, it does not really apply to the Windows segment. ठीक है. And while ABC also gives cost accuracy, cost driver identification is difficult. ABM could lead to incorrect product decisions if interdependencies are ignored. And there are so many costs, for which it might be extremely difficult for you to find out to find out the most appropriate cost driver. Plus, getting the right kind of data for this is also a challenge. ना आप डेटा कहाँ से लाएंगे, right? Where will you get the data? The data, again, for that you need robust information systems. If you don't have robust information systems, then cost driver identification का process also will become difficult, because उसके लिए base data is not available. So all of these are limitations which can make implementation of activity based management difficult for this particular entity. ठीक है. Just make sure that whenever you are writing the answers ना, your answers should never be generic. Why? Because ACCA will not reward any marks whatsoever for जेनेरिक पॉइंट्स. आपका जो भी पॉइंट है, इवन इफ दैट इज मतलब 100% एक्यूरेट नहीं भी होगा पॉइंट, तो भी इट हैज टू बी क्लोजली कनेक्टेड विथ फैक्ट्स ऑफ द केस. इफ यू डोंट कनेक्ट इट विथ फैक्ट्स ऑफ द केस, वट एवर यू हैव रिटन, इवन इफ इट इज कॉपी पेस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ करेक्टनेस, you will not get marks. So just ensure that you are definitely on board with mapping the facts of the case with the requirements in the answer. Otherwise, for no fault of yours, you will lose marks. Okay. So just make sure that you are taking these points into consideration when you are framing the answer. Okay. Have a look at limitations of using the ABM.
So please scroll.
Sure. ठीक है। सो लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, एक्टिविटी बेस्ड मैनेजमेंट इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए यू नीड द राइट काइंड ऑफ डेटा, पॉइंट वन, and you need to be able to identify the cost drivers properly. If you are not able to do that, it will only lead to incorrect decision making, or it will lead to application of these techniques in an area where they don't really have that much of utility. तो activity based management अगर आपको करना भी है, तो you should do that in those areas, which a, it should be supported by the right kind of data. B, that product type or the cost structure should be such, that it requires the use of activity-based management. If it doesn't, then how will you apply activity-based management? So that is exactly what the answer wanted you to talk about. So make sure that you have A, understood the expectations of the question and then deliver on that question accordingly, instead of just applying some mucked up points. Second, very important thing is whatever you write, make sure that you relate it with facts of the case. Unless you relate it with facts of the case, तो you will not get the desired credit. मतलब आपको 4 में से 2 मार्क मिलना भी मुश्किल हो जाएगा, because ACCA का full focus is on getting you the is on correlation with facts of the case. अगर वो आपने नहीं किया तो आपको मार्क्स नहीं मिलेगा. So make sure that you keep that in mind. We'll have one more session on Friday where we'll take up another section B question, and then after that we'll move on to section A questions on the weekend. ठीक है?